Yo, what up though, y'all? Okay, we're back to who the fuck decided to incarcerate Bolanos. And we are on episode 5 still, but we're on episode 5.5, and we are going to be talking about this character. This is Aaron Pergament. So for those of you that listened to the last episode with Samantha Woll's sister, Monica Rosen, this was the guy that Monica Rosen told the police was a stalker. This is Aaron Pergament, who dated Samantha Woll prior to Samantha Woll being found murdered. And Aaron Pergament was the one that she said was stalking her sister. So we are going to discuss the fact that Aaron Pergament was evasive with the police when he was first encountered by them. He lied to the police when discussing the nature of his relationship with Samantha Woll. And how is any of that, again, let's contrast these lies and let's take into consideration how any of this could be any different than any lies that anyone else told. And again, the lies that he told were directly related to the investigation of the murder of Samantha Woll. And he told lies to the police, and they were conducting a criminal investigation into her homicide. So let us jump right in.
So, during that initial contact, prior to you going there, they had asked you just some general questions about the nature of your relationship with Sam, or whether or not you knew her, correct?
Honestly, I don't recall. I think they just asked me if I could come down to the station and answer some questions.
Okay. So, you don't recall telling them at that time that you knew Sam and you two had just had coffee before?
I don't recall, to tell you the truth.
Okay. You don't recall telling them at that time that you knew Sam through her parents and the golf outings?
I may have said that.
Okay.
So the interesting part about him saying that he may have said he only knew Sam through her parents and through golf outings is because you'll hear later on that he never even told Sam's parents that he knew Sam. So how did you know Sam through her parents if her parents didn't even know that you knew her? Let's make it make sense, y'all.
Do you recall telling them at that time that well, let me ask it to you like this. Do you recall telling the police at that time that you and Sam never got deep into personal life with one another?
I don't recall that.
Okay. Well, would you agree with me that during that first contact that you had with the police that you never made mention of the fact that there was an intimate relationship between you and Miss Woll?
That's probably correct.
Okay. And then the following day, that would be when you went to see them in person, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And during that time, you made a statement, correct?
Correct.
And at that time when you made that statement, you indicated that you had been to Sam's house 3 or 4 times, correct?
Correct.
And you indicated that you and her, well, when you were asked whether you and her had been sexually active, you said no, just foreplay, correct?
Well, I changed my statement because I wanted to tell the truth, but it's a little embarrassing when you talk about your...
And that's fair, I can understand that. But then when you changed your statement, you changed the statement to say that you had sex with her 1 time, is that correct?
Correct.
But that in fact is not true, correct? You and Sam in fact had sex more than 1 time, correct?
We fooled around a couple times, but, we had sex 1 time.
Okay. Now, you have been to Sam's house more than once, correct?
Correct.
And you in fact did notice that she kept her doors unlocked, correct?
Well, I believe she texted me that said the door's open.
Okay, but you noticed that she kept her doors unlocked. In fact, you told the police when you went to go see them that on your first encounter to her home, you were actually able to open the door and just walk right in, correct?
I don't believe I said that.
You don't believe you said that?
No.
You were in fact under the impression that she leaves her doors unlocked often. Fair to say?
I'm not sure, but
You had made mention of the fact you felt she was crazy for leaving her doors unlocked.
I never said the word crazy.
You in that clip?
Correct.
Do you by any chance recall this being the time that the DPD came to your home to speak to you?
I can't tell from the picture.
Okay.
Because she drove around and said, hey, do you want a key in my house? I'm like, no, I don't know. I said that. And she said, well, usually I have the door open or something like that. And I was like, Sam, I said, are you crazy? I said, you know.
So you would agree that you thought she was crazy? So, did you by chance ever tell Miss Wall's parents the nature of the relationship between you and their daughter?
No.
Okay. Did you speak with the prosecution in preparation for your testimony today?
A little bit. I just asked them, I've never been here before, so I just asked what
No,
I can expect.
That's fair. And the reason I asked you that is because previously, in all the times that you spoke with the police, you had never mentioned this particular statement that you made today about Sam opening and closing her back door when she was vaping. Is that fair to say that you never mentioned that before?
I don't recall, but...
Okay.
So the interesting thing about that is he had spoken to the police at his house prior to him going in and making a formal statement. He spoke to the police when he went in to go make a formal statement. And there was only one other person at trial that testified to the fact that Sam would have been opening her back door to blow vape smoke out of her back door. So how would he know that if he never mentioned that before? He had an entire questioning with the police. He offered up all sorts of information. But then somehow at trial, all of a sudden on this particular day, he starts talking about the fact that she would open that back door to blow smoke out of that back door. Blow vape, not even smoke, vape out of that back door. Guys, that is in my opinion, that is the prosecution telling their witnesses what other people's testimony was and basically implanting in him how to answer certain questions so that it would coincide with previous testimony given by people. He never mentioned that before. He had no reason to mention something like that. Like, according to him, he just, didn't really know her that well, wasn't that interested in her, had sex with her a couple of times, or one time, according to him, and then some foreplay or whatever. But now all of a sudden, he's adding details to his testimony at trial that are verbatim the exact same as details that were given by other witnesses who had already taken the stand, but stuff that he had never mentioned before. So that is incredibly problematic, guys. This is, again, just ways in which people are being evasive. People are not telling the truth. People are lying on the stand. And I would be hard-pressed to not believe that this was not coached by the prosecution. Like, that's a very specific detail to have not said before and all of a sudden be putting into your testimony here at trial all of a sudden. That was a very odd detail to all of a sudden give when you've never given that before. So additionally, or not additionally, but I guess like in total, is him being evasive the equivalent of lying? Because again, during Bolanos's cross-examination, when they were talking to him about his interrogation, they were depicting his evasiveness with officers of him not wanting to say that he had come across Samantha Woll's deceased body and touched her. They were calling that a lie. Well, then how is what this guy doing also not a lie? It should all be a lie then. So I find that interesting. I don't know. But according to me, this guy is lying too. So again, where is his charge for lying to the police? There were more details with Aaron Pergament too, but again, just to keep things brief and short and just pull out some of the main topics for you guys, I'm just talking about stuff like that. But Let's move on to our next person. So stay tuned and click on the next video.